Welcome back to the news today. This is One-on-One. Russia announced yesterday it is selling the high-tech S-300 anti-missile system to Iran, and the Iranians expect to receive them by the end of the year. The system is designed to protect against aircraft and cruise missiles, and obviously will be used to defend Iran's nuclear facilities. Israel and the United States have protested the impending sale. With me right now in the studio is to discuss this is Uzi Rubin, the former director of Israel's Missile Defense Organization. Good evening. Thank you very much for coming. You know, Mr. Rubin, everyone is talking about the nuclear program of Iran. Everyone is talking about whether they have uranium, they don't have uranium, they shouldn't reach, they should not have reached. At the end of the day, no one is talking about neither the involvement of Iran, and I'm talking about in Lausanne, in the framework agreement, in whatever happened there. Nobody's talking about the involvement of Iran in the Middle East. Nobody's talking about the missile defense system, the ballistic missiles that Iran has. And yet, this is one big chunk that the world is not taking in any consideration.
Yeah, you are 100% correct. The nuclear dimension, the Iranian problem, Iran is a problem. Iran is a problem because it's a very radical regime that wants to change the world order in general, and particularly the Middle East order. And it wants, officially, its policies that all outside forces must leave, and outside forces are the United States and Israel. For them, it's an outside force must leave. That means the state of Israel should cease to exist. So that's on their agenda. This is their vision. And the nuclear deal is just dealing with one dimension of the danger of Iran, the nuclear dimension. That Iran, a radical Iran, is a danger, but a radical Iran with the nuclear weapons is even more of a danger. So the Obama administration and the West, the P5+1, are dealing only with the nuclear dimension, not with the general dimension of Iran's threat, Iran's behavior, Iran's radical policies, Iran's intervention. While the Lausanne talks were going on, Iran is overtaking Yemen, another country, another capital city, yes, another country, and threatening the Saudis against intervening there. So that shows the lopsidedness of the whole deal. By dealing only with that, it actually gives Iran the go-ahead and the permission and legitimation to be a radical force in the Middle East and pursue its radical policies.
Yes, before we'll talk with you about, let's say, the implications of Russia being involved in all this, I want you to try to explain to me, a person, a common man, a common woman, that doesn't understand exactly what is the S-300 and how it's going to affect me and the state that I'm living in.
Well, that's a big question. I mean, it's a big issue, and we need more than a few minutes for that. So let me be very skimpy. First, what is the S-300? During the last summer, we all heard about the Patriot system in Israel shooting down Iranian-made UAVs, Hamas-launched UAVs. Mm-hmm. The S-300 is the Russian Patriot, although the many experts say that it's more capable than Patriot. So basically, it's a system, air defense system that is designed to shoot down aircraft and to shoot down unmanned air vehicles and cruise missiles, if it can find them, with some limited capability to shoot down ballistic missiles. In contrast to Arrow, program that I had the privilege of leading, Arrow is a dedicated system to defeat missile defense, ballistic missiles. It's
basically the Iron Dome that Iran is going to get.
No, it's not Iron Dome. Iron Dome, again, is dedicated against rockets. It has no air capability. This system is like Patriot, basically designed against aircraft. It's designed against things that go like that, while Iron Dome is designed against things that go like that.
That's
okay,
this is exactly.
This is the nature of the system. How it's going to affect you, you and I, living in this country. I'd say S-300 in Iran is not a revolution; it's an evolution. The Iranians already have very advanced Russian air defense system. The SA-15, they have it. They parade it every year, twice a year. SA-15 is also in Syria. which didn't stop the Israel Air Force in conducting operation there. SA-15 is the missile that shot down the Malaysian aircraft in July, last July. It's a very capable system, very modern system, and it's in Iran. The S-300 is not more modern, but it's more capable.
So I just asked you before, I told you before that I want to ask you about Russia getting into this, let's say, game, so-called
Russia is in the game all the time. It's
exactly.
Part of the
So we've heard today
defense.
Let's
put things in perspective. What happened yesterday was not a new deal of selling S-300 to
Exactly
Iran.
what I wanted to ask. Like when Defense Minister
the deal was signed
Bogie
ago.
saying this is a direct implication of the sanctions that were lifted with Iran. This got nothing to do. Russia was there all the time. Russia will be there all the time.
Yes, but it has and it hasn't. It has to do with how much Russia is willing to play the game together with the rest of the international community against Iran. I think what's outstanding fact here is that Russia lifted the sanction. It's a system that is sold already, but it banned its transfer. It's not its sale. The sale was made. It banned the transfer. What was authorized yesterday by Putin was the transfer of the system. Now, he did that without consulting or without taking the advice or without coordinating with the rest of the people on 1+5, and Angela Merkel commented about it today, said that lifting the sanctions should be done by all of the participants together. And Russia here acted out of line, if you want, so to speak.
It's not something new to
Not
Russia.
something new, because Russia is an antagonistic state and controversial state with the United States concerning many issues. Some of them has to do with missile defense in Europe, and mostly it's about Ukraine and about the annexation of the Crimea and the de facto annexation of eastern Ukraine. The American administration, President Obama, is very strongly against it. So there are sanctions applied against Russian personalities now. So I think the authorization of Putin, this new move, has two dimensions. This is the military dimension, how much it adds to Iran capabilities and how much it degrades from the capability of America, the Gulf states, and Israel to have freedom of action against Iran. And there's a political dimension, which I think the main story is the political dimension. The timing, the fact that they lifted the ban, the timing of lifting the ban is all political message. First, it's against the United States administration, which invested a lot of prestige in stopping the sale. And second, it is the timing that says we are happy with what Iran conceded.
Should Israel be worried about that? Because each and every time that I'm asking maybe high-ranked officers or any analyst, can Israel really react or really stand in front of Iran and its military capabilities by itself? Can Israel stand by itself with this extradition? Or is it something else that Israel needs to deal with?
I think the main threat from Iran is their missile force, which is going up. It's nothing to do with this sale. This sale gives them... The missile force has a capability to survive. It's built to survive much stronger, more intense American airstrikes. So it has very little to do with this new capability. This new capability probably be deployed to defend strategic assets like leadership, nuclear facilities, and sensitive military, not just nuclear, non-nuclear too, which are sensitive for the Iranians. So there is a military dimension here. But there is a certain asymmetry if you look at the situation between us and the Gulf states. For us, S-300 in Iran is an added problem, but it's not a major problem. A major problem would be S-300 in Syria. S-300 in Syria, first, when its range is about 150 kilometers.
But Iran is involved in Syria, and Iran is involved in Yemen.
Iran, I don't think, will transfer this without Russian capability, but doesn't need to, because the Syrians have an agreement, a signed contract to receive S-300. And like in Iran, the shipment is blocked by Russia.
What can I tell you? You're bringing us a lot of good news.
Look, this is our life here.
Yes,
this is our life.
We're already used to it.
We cope.
We cope. Mr. Uzi Rubin, thank you for this really fascinating conversation. Thank you very much for this.
Most welcome.
And thank you, our viewers, for being with us tonight. Tomorrow we will be here at the same time, same place from the Jaffa Port, Israel. Have a great night.